So I knew what Artsy Solutions, and I want to show you some of the things that I rusted and made, and I only used 3 ingredients. Basically just some vinegar, hydrogen peroxide, and salt, and that was it. And I just used various different things. I found some old bolts and things like that, and I tried rusting like staples and things like paper clips and stuff, but they didn't really rust. I guess maybe they have a coating on them, or maybe they're not real like iron or whatever this actual stuff is that did rust. And also it took a little while for some of these to rust, because I guess probably most nails and things like that were modern nails that you can get at the store for, you know, pretty somewhat new. They probably have some type of grease or coating on them, and I didn't sand it down, which it's best to do that first, because if you don't, then it'll take longer to, you know, to rust and stuff. But and you should probably wear gloves too, by the way. And then I just used this can. This was also part of the process. This can, I used it and sprayed some of the stuff on it, but I didn't scratch it off either. I should have, or sand it off. I just took the cover of it and sprayed some solution on there. But had I sanded it down really well, it would have gotten more rust on it than the little bit that it did get on the inside and on the outside. So I did fabric and paper. So I just, and I had put some of these little, I had put paper and rolled it up inside together with the fabric and stuff like that. But when I unrolled it, it came loose and apart, but I still kept it and just kind of peeled them apart little by little and put them in the oven to dry. And I can still use them with some of my crafts. But and I did different types of papers, just scraps and scrapbook papers. I did a combination of different index cards, ruled and graphed index cards, and I got different prints and stuff like that on them. So, and then I also did some other scrap papers. Some of them were different sizes, some of them were printed on. But and I used tea. I used a combination of tea, and then I also used that solution that had the peroxide, the salt, and vinegar in it. And that's how I dyed all of these. So this is what some of it looks like. Some of the papers. This is just like, some of this is 10-pound cardstock. 110-pound cardstock. I don't know why I said 10 pound. And, you know, like I said, you can see some of the different prints and stuff that came out on them. It just has the rustic look, and some of these, the bolts were up against it, and you know, just different things like that. So that's the papers, or some of the papers. And then I also did a paper bag, and I think the blue that's on there actually came from the ink from some of those other papers, but it still kind of got a little bit of dye on it. And, you know, I can add this to a journal. And I had used a McDonald's bag, and it looks like when it was wet, it looked like it had more stuff on it, but I don't know, I don't think it did too well. But it still has a rusted kind of look to it, so I can still do something with it. But yeah, I used several different fabrics. I've got some of these organza bags. Those turned out okay. I mean, kinda. They're rustic looking. And I really love this cheesecloth and how it turned out. So I used cheesecloth. I used some dryer sheets because I wanted to get a variety of fabrics and textures and stuff like that. So I've got that. And I did this little tool, even though it's kind of rustic a little bit. And I did some doilies, you know, just different fabrics and stuff. I did some muslin and, you know, scrap fabrics and stuff like that. And what I'm going to do, like, see how this fabric has like leftover papers on it? I'm thinking about decoupaging it on to here anyway, or like create a cluster and decoupage some of these little scraps on with fabric or on other papers or something, you know. But yeah, I like how some of these doilies turned out. Some of them, they're pretty rustic looking, and then some of the other fabrics got a little bit more rusting on them, and you know, better imprints. If they were directly touching the tools and stuff, the rusted screws and things like that. And this was part of a slip, so we got a little bit of lace that was rusted. Here's some more cheesecloth. It's a thicker grain or a thicker grade than this other cheesecloth. But like I said, I like to just show the different fabrics and textures and laces, because I think they look so good against each other, and I love the colors of them. This one started out as a yellow or like a cream colored lace anyway, but it just kind of, it looks even better now that it's got that rustic look to it, I think. So, and it'll look good amongst other fabrics and stuff. This is what I had gotten from a flea market or Habitat, I think. And then we have another doily here. It already had a pattern on it, and I just made it look rustic, you know. And then here was a bigger fabric. I had actually got this from the Dollar Tree. It was a fabric roll from the Dollar Tree, and it did really well. It was cotton fabric, and yeah, see how it got all that on there. Now this kind of smells a little bit like vinegar, so you could probably wash it again, you know, just gently wash it. And but I would take all the paper, and like if you use paper with your dyeing process, make sure all that's off before you run it through your wash machine or whatever. Or you could probably even just hand wash it. It'd probably be better just to hand wash it and get some gentle soap or something. And you know, if you don't want the smell, it's not like really strong, but I can still smell it. So if that doesn't bother you, then you can still use it as is, but I'm probably just going to hand wash these and let them air dry again. So I don't know how safe it is to put it in a wash machine. So yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. And plus I like that I like how it looks when you just like let it hang and dry instead of, I like the old-timey looks, because they didn't have dryers back in the day, so they had to wring that stuff out and hang it up on the line, and I like that finished look, you know. All right, so let me go ahead and show you guys my process. Oh, and also I forgot to tell you about these tea bags. It's various teas that I use when I made this process. Some of them, what is this? I can't even see. Nature's Promise, I think that's what that, I can't see. And I like how I'm keeping this. I'm probably going to add, I'll take the tea out of the bag, but I'm going to keep this, yeah, Nature's Promise, because I like that sign and I like how it looks dyed, tea dyed like that. I think that's so neat. So, yeah, I kept my bags because I think it was Natasha from Treasure Books. She took the cover of the bags and she made like some, what do you call it? Faux, not glassine, but I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, she decoupaged different things with it. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to let these finish drying. I let some of them dry partially in the oven, and then I took some of them outside because I didn't want it to burn in the oven. So I wanted to finish drying outside, but it looks like it was going to rain, so I went ahead and brought them inside. But most of them were dry, but the thicker ones are still a little bit moist. But yeah, when they completely dry, then I'm going to take all the tea out of them, and then I'm just going to keep the bags. I'm just going to carefully open them up. And then I'm going to follow her routine, Natasha's routine, and make, it's not like rice paper, or it's something like rice paper. But yeah, that's what that's for. So let me go ahead and show you my rusting process.